All right, we back. We back. We're gonna try this again, man. Had to get into a better spot. The Wi-Fi was acting crazy where I was. Had to get to a better spot because it's really important that I get into the highlights and I show y'all the highlights. All right. So we just gonna jump right back into it, man. Shakur versus Artem. Um Shakur Stevenson, 21-0, Artem 12-1. Shakur Stevenson has about 10 KOs. Artem has 7. All right. Of the 12 fights that he's won, he got 7 knockouts. Now we know Shakur Stevenson is the big name. He's the draw of the fight. He's the one who's bringing in the pay-per-view and the money. He's the one that the people want to see. So he's the clear favorite. He the one who everybody likes in this fight. He's the one who got the bag and he got the money. So let's get into let's just get into the highlights real quick, man. Right now, we're gonna jump right into it. All right. So the first highlight we're gonna start with, okay, here go their records right here, man. Respective records. Shakur Stevenson, 21-0. Artem, 12-1. He got 7 knockouts. Shakur Stevenson got 10 knockouts. Both of them got knockout power. Both of them are capable of knocking you out. Both of them have that capability and that ability to knock you out, man. So this should be a good fight. The only loss that Artem has is against Frank Martin, okay, who just recently lost to Tank Davis in a great fight, what I felt was a great fight. 2 contrasting styles, all right? That's going to be the same with this fight. Shakur Stevenson is a defensive fighter, a little bit more on the defensive side. Artem is a little bit more on the aggressive side, all right? So we're going to see which side prevail. Let's get into the highlights of what we're going to look at and see what we're going to look for, you know what I'm saying? Out of both fighters, we're going to look at some of their previous fights and see what we're seeing, all right? So what we finna look at here is Artem's last fight against Frank Martin, all right? He didn't get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? It was a unanimous decision. It says Frank Martin overcame a very difficult fight with Artem to remain undefeated in a Showtime main event WBC eliminator bout. Martin knocked down Artem in the 12th round to score 114, 113, 115, 112, 115, 12 unanimous decision. All right, so we see right there, Artem was in it the whole way. He was in it the whole way up until the very end, and that's what we about to look at now, the very end of the fight, all right? The last minute of the 12th round.
There's a 1-2 by Harutyunyan, countered by Martin. Martin getting the best of this round. It's all Frank the Ghost Martin. Under a minute left in the fight, and Harutyunyan forced the...
All right, y'all see that? He took a knee in the last minute of the 12th round, all right? That is what makes Frank Martin such a great fighter. And I'm going to do some more videos on him, y'all. Okay, we know he lost the Tank, you know what I'm saying, in a fight that it looked like he controlled the fight. I watched every minute of that fight. It looked like Frank Martin was winning to that point. Now, it was early. I don't know if it was it was between the 6th and the 8th round. I'm not sure which one exactly, but it was between the 6th and the 8th round. Frank Martin was in control of that fight, y'all. So I'm going to do some more content on him because he's going to be back, all right? He's going to be back with a vengeance. But using this as some tape to kind of look at the type of fighter Artem is. He went the distance. Martin is one of the most skilled. He's one of the most defensively skilled, and he's one of the most physically in shape, fighters. So for him to go 12 rounds and not get knocked out, that alone is impressive. Let's try to see why he decided to take that knee. Because look at the clock. He only had 54 seconds left. So why he took a knee at that point, I don't know why. Althea Sweeting, 8th round. Appreciate that information.
The Ghost Martin, under a minute left in the fight, and Harutyunyan...
See his eyes swollen. I don't know if it was a specific shot that made him kneel, or if he felt like he was too close in the corner. I don't know. But my personal opinion, if you kneel at that point in the fight, you're basically coming to a conclusion that you've lost, all right? Because there's no way that you can kneel that late in the fight, and there hasn't been any knockdowns in the fight. So for you to kneel that late, you basically are either trying to avoid a all-out knockout, or you're just too tired to continue.
There's a 1-2 by Harutyunyan, counter.
Point something else out. Do y'all see how aggressive Frank Martin is moving forward? How he's continuing to just move forward on him. Y'all see how he just going forward, going forward, going forward. This is something that he did not do against Tank Davis, number one. And number two, Shakur Stevenson cannot feel comfortable moving forward, moving that close to Artem. All right, he can't. Artem cannot let him feel like he can move forward. And I get it. It's in the 12th round. They're tired. It's the end of the fight. They probably done seen everything that the other one can throw. I get that. But for a defensive fighter like Martin to be moving forward like how he's moving, nah, man, that's not a good sign for Artem.
Martin getting the best of this round. It's all Frank the Ghost Martin. Under a minute left in the fight, and Harutyunyan forced to take a knee. Goes down officially for the first time in his career. Pivotal knockdown here in the 12th.
Look at me. Hey, you okay? Come to me. Gotta watch yourself, protect yourself here.
All right, now, so we know that he ultimately lost that fight, all right? It was 12th round. It was at the end of the fight. But he went the distance, y'all. He went the distance, didn't get knocked out. He went the distance. It was 114 to 113, 115 to 112, and 115 to 112 again in a unanimous decision. So he did go the distance, you know what I'm saying? Didn't finish Frank Martin off, but he did go the distance, all right? So let's take a look at another video, all right? This right here is from a moment in the 6th round of that same fight, okay? So we got in the 6th round, Frank Martin hurts Artem, okay? Now we know he went to the 12th round, so he didn't get knocked down during this exchange. You know, he didn't get knocked down. He didn't get knocked out during this exchange because he fought 6 more rounds after this. But I want to look at this to see how he reacts during a time of distress. All right, when he's under distress, when he's hurt, how did he react? Because again, he didn't win this fight, but he did fight 6 more rounds after this. So that shows a lot of heart and a lot of tough. Oh, y'all, that's a crazy combo right there. For him to withstand that, to be able to go 6 more rounds after that, that is commendable. But what else I want to look at? Again, Frank Martin pushing forward. That is not Frank Martin's typical style of fighting. So he's seeing some type of weakness in Artem that's making him want to push forward and pick up the pace of the fight. Again, if you look at him during the Tank Davis fight, he wasn't this aggressive. He wasn't pushing forward at this pace. All right, let's take a look at it again.
Well, 30 punches got in for
Frank Martin is about to run this dude around the ring, y'all. This is usually the footwork that he uses defensively, making circles around his opponent defensively. He's using it on the offense against Artem. Okay, Shakur Stevenson, I know, is somewhere watching this, or he has already, of course, he fights tonight, so he's already watched it, but he took note of this as well. Look at how Frank Martin works him around the ring on the offensive end. Seems tough, man. He gonna need toughness though against Shakur Stevenson, man. He definitely is gonna need that toughness against Shakur Stevenson. All right. What we looking at right here? Him on the offensive end. All right. Artem got some. He got some shit now. He has 10 wins. Or excuse me. He has 12 wins. He has 7 knockouts. So he got some power, all right? Right here, Artem catches Frank Martin with a heavy right hand to the body. This is round 7. All right, so we know he has the ability, he has the skill, he has the punching power to bang out later in rounds, man. And he's gonna need. This is the overall highlights of the match. And I think we got some Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, we got some Shakur Stevenson highlights coming up next. So this is about a minute and some change long
Body shot from Harutyunyan.
of the highlights from this fight. All right, so it's about a minute long, a minute and a half. The highlights from the fight, all right, of Artem and Frank Martin, and I think this was Artem's only loss, and this was also his toughest opponent. So being able to look at and analyze the fight that he had with his toughest opponent is going to give us an idea of how he's going to go against Shakur Stevenson, the things that he's going to look to do against Shakur Stevenson. Even though he's a different type of fighter than Frank Martin, Shakur Stevenson is. Looking at Artem's biggest challenge so far can give us a little bit of insight of what could possibly happen tonight, all right?
Quick left cross.
He got quick hands.
Harutyunyan overreached with trying to persist it. Body shot from Harutyunyan.
Listen for that bell, gentlemen. Listen for the bell.
Yeah, go for it, but he's there. You see on his feet. Harutyunyan didn't really know how to handle that, as there is the jab backing Harutyunyan.
All right, I want to say something right now. Just from watching these highlights earlier in the fight, y'all see Frank Martin is not doing all that moving. Remember what we looked at in the later rounds, in the 8th and the 12th rounds, he was doing a lot of moving. He was doing a lot of moving forward. He was not doing that at first. Now, I didn't see this fight live. I did not watch this whole fight. But just from looking at these highlights, it was more of a stationary fight in the beginning from in the later rounds.
Touching him up to the body yet again. There's that straight 2 shots, and then touches up with the jab. Like there's a straight left by fight off that. There's Harutyunyan trying to pressure Martin here. It is still good enough. Harutyunyan up. But
Frank Martin is a great defensive fighter, man. It's hard to hit this man effectively.
By Harutyunyan. Anymore, especially after the last 3. That left eye seeming to cost.
Okay, so I like what I seen there from Artem. I like what I seen from him early in the fight. I don't know what happened because these are only Artem's highlights. So we're not seeing Frank Martin's highlights. We're just seeing Artem's. From this point, what I'm seeing is he had Frank Martin in a good position. What happened to make Frank Martin move forward and just get super aggressive in the later rounds? I don't know. It's probably on Martin's highlight tape, but we're gonna look at this one more time. I want y'all to notice how good of a defensive fighter Frank Martin is. When you fighting somebody like Frank Martin, you have to have accuracy and your timing has to be almost perfect. He's landed some good shots. This dude has quick hands. He's gonna have to be quicker with Shakur. He mentally and physically, he's gonna have to be quicker. But this is a good barometer. All right, this is a good measuring stick of him facing off against a very skilled defensive fighter.
Quick left cross. Harutyunyan overreached with trying to persist it. Body shot from Harutyunyan.
Listen for that bell, gentlemen. Listen for the bell.
Yeah, go for it, but
you see, do y'all see? Frank Martin is constantly moving back. He's constantly moving back at this point. Later in the fight, towards the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th rounds, he was moving forward.
know how to handle that, as there's the jab backing Harutyunyan. Touching him up to the body yet again.
That looked like that hurt him. That looked like that hurt him.
Touches up with the jab. Like there's a straight left by right off that. There's Harutyunyan trying to pressure Martin here. It is still good enough. Harutyunyan up. But Harutyunyan just kind of touching up. Night of fire under him because a little bit of more of a by Harutyunyan. Anymore, especially after the last three. That left eye seeming to cost.
Okay, so that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Like I said, man, Frank Martin, one of the best defensive fighters in boxing. You're not gonna land a whole bunch of solid shots on him all throughout the fight. Even Tank Davis wasn't able to do that towards the the 8th round. He was able to land a big shot, but even a fighter as good as Tank Davis didn't really have a read on Frank Martin until later in the fight. All right, and he was landing some good shots here early. So let's take a look at Shakur Stevenson. All right, the first video we finna look at of Shakur Stevenson. This was a while ago. Shakur Stevenson unifying the WBO, WBC, and Ring Magazine super featherweight titles by defeating Oscar Valdez via 117, 110, 118, 109, and 118, 109 again in April of 2022. The most complete performance of Stevenson's career to date. All right, that's why I picked this video. They're saying another boxing expert, a guy who knows more than me, said this too. He said, look at his fight against Valdez. It's not the most action-packed fight, but it's the most complete fight. It's the most complete performance. You're going to see offense and defense. All right, so that's why I picked this video. It's 3 minutes. I don't know if we're going to look at the whole 3 minutes, but we definitely going to skim through it and see what we can take away here. All right, obviously, this is Shakur Stevenson here in the purple and gold trunks, purple and gold Adidas shoes. All right, let's see how he does here.
Three-punch combination.
Get hit, but he cannot get discouraged. He has to keep. Valdez has to come in behind something. He's not going to close the gap. Big problems for Valdez because that's not the storyline coming into this fight. The storyline is Shakur outboxing and being slick and moving away. That's not the case right now. Position to let his shots go like you see right there, knowing that he's going to get hit. On double right hands, lead right hands, jabs, and get Shakur Stevenson back on his.
Hey, man, this dude Stevenson is quick. He is very, very quick, man.
Has allowed Shakur Stevenson to take away the play in moments like this. This is a big mistake. Valdez doesn't want to be down 5-1 going into the 7th round.
Just these last 20 seconds, you saw him look over to Kenny Bayless. By the way, Bernardo Osuna, our award-winning ringside reporter, just turned to the Nevada Commission and said, what
you want to do, I'm taking away your greatest strengths and exploiting all your weaknesses and looking you dead in your face while I do it. That's dog. He's just trying to use that as a range finder. He's looking for the uppercut and the combination.
Y'all see, he is not letting this man get nowhere near him. Listen, Artem, you're going to have to get closer than this. You're going to have to get closer than this, man. You cannot let that jab keep you at bay. You're going to have to get up in him. You're going to have to get a little bit closer to this. Easier said than done. I'm here at home on YouTube saying it. It's going to be harder. You know what I'm saying? It's easier said than done, but he's the boxer. He's a professional. He's going to have to figure out a way to do it because this dude, Valdez, he's not getting any type of angles at all. Stevenson is too quick.
He's just throwing left upper
on the outside, so why not risk getting hit trying to get your offense up?
Oh, there's a good left hand from Shakur Stevenson as the undefeated 31-year-old champion. 4
and
rounds.
Look right here, up to the 5th round. Valdez won the 3rd. Valdez won the 3rd, and he barely lost 1st, 2nd, 4th, or 5th, man. So he stayed with them. It's just from so far from what I can tell, just the clips that I'm seeing, he's not getting he's not closing the distance on Shakur like he needs to. Shakur's too fast. His hands is moving too fast. He's not allowing him to get close to him.
To one, Stevenson, says Andre Ward. It's a very easy one to score, and there is the knockdown opening up round 6. This is the knockdown.
You see, nice little hook right there. That is a knockdown.
No doubt.
No doubt about it.
A punch lands, and the ropes held him up.
He was off balance coming forward.
Wow.
See his inertia brought him forward right there. The ropes were there, then he can't leave it out there. He can flick it out there, but he can't leave it out there on the head of Valdez.
There's a difference between the pawing jab, the range-finding jab, and that joust.
Valdez it's too little, and it's too infrequent. You let a guy in. Valdez.
Punch combination that finishes with the left of the body from Shakur. Then the left nice uppercut. He has been looking to time that a few times.
Right there again, down to the body.
I don't know what's up with Valdez. His punches are falling short, man. I don't know if his arms are just not long enough and he's miscalculating the distance, or if Shakur Stevenson is just quick enough to strike and move back within a couple of seconds.
Valdez. And something.
Shakur backs him up. There's a body shot again. Digs into the body. That right hand nearly straight low. Stevenson follows him straight back. 3 more punches. Then places that jab.
With Oscar right now, as he continues to miss the right hand from the same range, he can't be at Shakur's range. He's either got to get.
And now the WBC, WBO, and Ring Magazine Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Shakur.
All right, now I know y'all see them OVO owls on his on his that's another topic. By the way, let me just say this. I know this is off topic. Appreciate all the love and the views that I'm getting on my Kendrick and Drake content. That's been some of the most popular videos that I have. So I appreciate that, man. All right, so that was a complete performance to me. I understand why people said that. I would have to see more highlights from Oscar Valdez, but from the looks of it, he couldn't do nothing with Stevenson, man. He couldn't do nothing with Shakur Stevenson. I didn't see a whole lot. I didn't see a whole lot from Valdez that made me think he would have won that fight. Regardless, all right, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, another good fighter here. We're going to take a look at Shakur Stevenson's fight against Edwin De Los Santos, all right? Let's take a look at this. Edwin De Los Santos. Let's see how he reacting to Shakur Stevenson. Is he moving forward? Is he backing up? Is he defensive? Let's see what type of tricks is he gonna make Shakur Stevenson pull out his bag, man.
According to CompuBox, neither fighter has had a single round with double-digit connects. Not a single round.
All right, y'all hear the boos and the announcer just saying, in not one round has any fighter had a double-digit amount of connected punches. Okay, so they basically just chasing each other around the ring and swinging to try to bait the other one. Okay. Are they each scared of each other's knockout power? I don't know. Possibly.
Say anything. The fans are going to talk.
It'll fire off and then get out of the way.
Oh,
there's a right hand from De Los Santos who comes in against Shakur.
That's to keep the fighters inside the ring.
There's
There's the frustration.
Just
There's the
utterly
frustration.
frustrated.
There's the frustration. So before we judge the boxer and say he didn't
Man, okay, let me let him finish.
want to fight, what about De Los Santos not being able to cut off the ring and trap Shakur to land that ball?
Okay, that's the thing. That's the key right there. Okay. Let me rewind that. Did y'all hear what he said? If you're a Floyd Mayweather fan, you know Floyd Mayweather had this problem in his career. Okay. People said that he was running a lot. Did y'all hear what he said? Let's play it again.
Boxer and say he didn't want to fight, what about De Los Santos not being able to cut off the ring and trap Shakur to land that ball?
Exactly. Okay. So it looked like the person who made this video was basically saying Shakur was running and he didn't want to fight. But you heard what the announcer said. Before we can talk about Shakur not wanting to fight, it's up to De Los Santos to block him in and force him to take punches and force him to bang out. Let's hear that one more time.
So before we judge the boxer and say he didn't want to fight, what about De Los Santos not being able to cut off the ring and trap Shakur to land that ball?
Exactly. If you can't trap a fighter and cut him off to land your punches, you can't complain about him running. Okay, it's boxing. He's not gonna let you hit him. He's not supposed to just get beat up. He's not supposed to walk into somebody throwing big time punches. That's not the point of boxing. Okay, the point of boxing is to outsmart your opponent, to maneuver and use the ring to your advantage. If you feel like a boxer is running, then you should be able to cut the ring off and trap him. That's your job at that point. You can't be frustrated because you can't punch somebody, especially if they're the champion. If you're the challenger, it's up to you to do damage to them. This is something that Floyd Mayweather faced early in his, or not early, but mid toward the later part of his career. People were saying he didn't want to fight. People were saying he was running. People were saying his fights were boring. Well, if you're fighting Floyd Mayweather, it's up to you. He's the champion. He's won all his fights. So the burden is on your shoulders to knock him out. The burden is on your shoulders to hit him and hurt him. Because if you don't, guess what? You're just like everybody else. And he deserves to be the champion if you can't hit him. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. They can boo all they want. This man is undefeated. He's the champion. When you challenge the champion, you have to be the aggressor. You can't hope that he stands still for you to punch him. You have to strategically make the ring smaller, cut him off, trap him in the corner. And if you can't do that, just say you can't do it. Say you wasn't able to do it. Don't say you ran. Well, y'all are in the same ring. The boxing ring is the same length on both sides. So if you can't trap him into fighting you, that means you're not good enough. All right. Now, one of the last ones we're going to get into. Power. All right. We're going to look at Shakur Stevenson's power. Okay. This is Virial Simon in round one. Okay. You can't doubt his power. This person is saying Shakur Stevenson clearly got the goods and he's only going to get better. All right. This was a while ago. This was in 2018. So I'm taking it back. But we're going to look at Shakur Stevenson's early power in this clip.
He threw a little lazy jab. Shakur comes around that with a short right hook right there on the chin.
Bent him all the way over. Oh, man.
This is how he finished the night in the final seconds of that first round.
When you
Damn.
Wounded prey, you come to him, you step to him, you get aggressive, you let your hands go. He threw a little lazy jab. Shakur comes around that with a short right hook right there on the chin of Simeon. And down he goes.
This is how he finished the night in the final seconds of that first round.
When you got
Almost didn't even see that punch, man.
you step to him.
That was fast.
Into that first round. When you got how he finished the night in the final seconds of that first round.
When you got a wounded prey, you come to him, you step to him, you get aggressive, you let your hands go. You threw a little lazy jab.
He got power, man. He definitely got power. Let's take a look at this. What a masterclass performance by Shakur Stevenson. Speed, quickness, counterpunching defense. The entire repertoire was on full display tonight. Oscar Valdez is a great fighter, and Shakur made him look completely average. All right, another Oscar Valdez clip. Have we looked at Oscar Valdez before? No, we looked at DeSantos. Oh, no, it was Valdez. It was Valdez. This is another clip, though. Now, they say his whole repertoire is shown in this clip. Let's take a look at it.
4 rounds to 1, Stevenson.
Yeah, we did see this.
Andre Ward. It's a very easy one to score.
Okay, didn't see that, though.
There is the knockdown opening up round 6.
Round 6. That was a nice count. Definitely a nice counter.
Shakur Stevenson scores the knockdown early in round 6. 4 rounds to 1, Stevenson, says Andre Ward. It's a very easy one to score. And there is
nice countering. Did y'all see them counter punches, man? The ref was in the way a little bit, but we're going to look at that again. That's the defense turning into offense, man. Nice counter punching there.
4 rounds to 1, Stevenson, says Andre.
Was he trying to bang?
It's a very easy one to score. And there is the knockdown opening up round 6.
He got up now. He got up. All right, man. We're gonna wrap this up in a few. Probably got about 10 minutes left. And I just wanted to, I'm not a boxing expert. This is more highlights of the Valdez Shakur Stevenson battle. We're gonna look at that. This is the face-off here. Anything else? Nah. That's the last thing we're gonna look at. And like I said, man, I'm not a boxing expert, y'all. I know a little bit more than the average boxing fan, but I think this is going to be a better fight than people think. I'm fascinated with Shakur Stevenson. The more I learn about Artem, I'm more fascinated with him too. All right, so we about to take a look at this. This is about 3 more minutes of. It was the Oscar Valdez and Stevenson boxing match. All right, and the reason that I'm showing highlights from these specific fights because these are their better opponents. Okay, both of these guys done beat up on some dudes that shouldn't have been in a ring with them. All right. And it's really not a lot we can get from those fights. That's why when I did my research, I looked at Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson and Frank Martin and Artem. Those were their 2 best opponents. Those were their 2 most qualified opponents. So that's why I chose these fights to take a look at. All right.
Good luck, touch them up.
Oftentimes the jab somewhat is negated when it's an orthodox versus a southpaw fighter, but it's constant. There's a couple right hands from Valdez as he claps his gloves together.
Yeah, man, this was a good fight. I'm gonna watch this fight in its entirety because they was getting busy early in this fight, man.
Now, Oscar has taken a little bit more punishment here from Stevenson. Valdez looking a tad bit frustrated here as he's kind of walking forward with that high guard. Unable to land too many flush shots here on Stevenson. Valdez
Okay.
Goes down.
There goes a better angle of that knockout that we seen. That was a much better angle. The ropes kind of bounced him off into Shakur Stevenson's hand. That was crazy.
Valdez coming to get away. Valdez goes down. Looks like they're counting it a knockdown here.
Punch. It was a punch. All bounds not. It was a punch. Check hook, like I said.
The hook thrown.
But it count. Hey, and it's
Look at
There's
that
the shot
defense.
right there.
Crazy.
Kind of on the back of the ear, the side of the
What
head.
a
but
counterpunch,
absolutely
man.
the ropes held him up in that regard.
Artem, you got your work cut out for you, my boy.
Supremely confident right now. Just pouring it on as he lands a nice right hand, does Valdez there. To land a shot like
Yeah,
that.
Valdez wasn't going nowhere. This was a tough fight for Shakur Stevenson. Definitely.
for the most part, though, the right hand has been the
there's
key.
some body work and a few of those shots getting in.
Good body shot from Stevenson. Oh.
Shakur down to the body with the jab and a slick combination up top.
And Valdez, first time he's going to fight to the end.
Valdez.
You see that? He's going to fight to the end for sure.
The crowd has raised up to their feet under 20 seconds to go here in round 12. Shakur still letting his hands go. Valdez still trying to march forward. 10 seconds. Throwing the hooks is Valdez, but Shakur Stevenson is making his way around the ring with his hands up, sensing tonight that he walks away a two-belt world champion.
Great fight.
Tim Cheatham scores the bout 117-110.
And that was a good fight, man. That was definitely a good fight.
Davis Sutherland both score the bout.
You see,
118-109 for your winner by unanimous
let me get a good
decision.
look at each of them's face. You can kind of see by this picture. You can look at their face and tell who caught the more brutal end of the fight. Shakur Stevenson definitely did more damage, but Valdez was still a worthy opponent. He was definitely this is the type of fights that's going to make Shakur Stevenson better. And these are the type of fights that Artem was probably studying. All right, before this fight, before they fight tonight, Artem was looking at fights like this too and seeing the type of skill, and he's gonna have to be very accurate, man. He's gonna have to be very accurate. I'm gonna just let this play again while I'm signing off. He's gonna have to be very, very accurate to beat Shakur Stevenson. He's gonna have to be willing to move or bang out. Because these highlights that we just looked at, we've seen evidence of both. Shakur Stevenson can do both. He can move around the ring. He can bang out. He can do the close quarters thing. You know what I'm saying? We see evidence of it. Like I said, I'm going to just let this play while I'm signing off. And we can just take a look at some of the things that Artem is going to have to do, man. It's Shakur Stevenson, his legs is long. He can back up really quick. His upper body movement, his head movement is on point. His defense is on point. He get in and get out. With them jabs, he get in and get out. Like Floyd. A lot of these young fighters take a lot from Floyd, man. Just to how they move their body. You see that how he just slip through punches, slipping around punches. This is high skill stuff, man. That's crazy. That was the craziest sequence to me. That was the craziest sequence to me right there. The way that he gonna slip around this punch is crazy. I don't know if they're gonna show the replay. Yeah, right here. Look at that. Oh man, It's hard to hit somebody that move like that, man. Look at that. Whoop. It's hard to hit somebody that moves like that. Artem is going to have to be accurate. He's going to have to be accurate in situations like that. And Valdez got his shit off too. Valdez got some big punches in. He got his shit off too. But you know what I'm going to do, man? I don't know if I have time, but I might do another live on this fight because, you know, they're not going to fight until maybe 10 or 11. I got to look at some of Artem's wins. I only looked at one of his fights, the one that he lost. And like I said, the reason that I picked that one is because of the level of his opponent. But I got to look at some of his wins, man, and see the things that he did good because he got 12 of them. So, you know, it's enough out there, man. But I just wanted to talk about these two fighters real quick, man. Artem at 12-1 with 7 knockouts. Shakur Stevenson 21-0 with 10 knockouts. This is going to be a good fight, y'all. This is going to be a big-time fight. And again, I feel like this is going to be better than what people think. I wouldn't be surprised if this went the whole way. Artem is going to be ready. He's going to understand what people want to see. He's going to understand that he's the underdog. He's going to understand that everybody thinks Shakur Stevenson is just going to beat him all around the ring. And, you know, Shakur Stevenson is this well-rounded fighter, you know, this dude that can do it all. We'll see, man. We're going to see tonight, all right? Shakur Stevenson against Artem tonight. This was just the pre-fight analysis. I wanted to break down a couple of things as far as their styles, their punching styles. I wanted to go to, should I go to Copilot? Yeah, let's end it on Copilot with just a little bit of information, man. We done seen all the highlights. We done seen all the cool stuff. Let's end it with a little bit of information, all right? That's always a good thing. And this is a strategic thinking media platform. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, my Copilot is my host. I use Copilot to help me understand a lot. So, how does Shakur Stevenson and Artem match up? All right, the fight will be tonight, y'all. Let's see what Copilot say.
Shakur Stevenson is set to defend his WBC lightweight title against Artem Harutyunyan on July 6th. While Stevenson is a big favorite, let's take a closer look at the matchup. Stevenson, a skilled southpaw with excellent footwork and defensive abilities. He's known for his technical prowess and ability to control the pace of the fight. Harutyunyan, an aggressive fighter who likes to press forward. He has power in his punches and can be dangerous if he can close the distance. Odds: Stevenson winning by decision or technical decision, -130. Stevenson winning by KO/TKQ/DQ, +105. Harutyunyan's odds for those outcomes, +3,000 and +1,800 respectively. The fight is scheduled for 9 p.m. Eastern Time, with the main event likely starting around 11:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Tune in to see how this intriguing matchup unfolds.
Okay, y'all see, so they ain't going to fight till about 11 o'clock. And y'all heard what she said about, I'm going to try to pronounce this name right, Harutyunyan. Artem Harutyunyan, an aggressive fighter who likes to press forward. He has power in his punches and can be dangerous if he can close distance. So that's going to be the thing. Harutyunyan is going to have to close the distance on Stevenson. He's going to have to get up close to him, which, like I say, is easier said than done, all right? What's their records, just to reiterate it?
Certainly. Here are the records for both fighters. Shakur Stevenson, undefeated with a clinical record of 21 wins and 0 losses. Artem Harutyunyan has a record of 12 wins and 1 loss. Stevenson's impressive undefeated streak makes him a strong favorite in the upcoming bout.
Okay, now we already looked at it, but let's see what happened in the fight that Harutyunyan lost. We already watched the tape. We already seen some of the clips against Frank Martin, but let's see what Copilot got to say. Let's hear Copilot's opinion about it.
Artem Harutyunyan's only loss in professional boxing came from Frank Martin in his last fight. They faced off in a 12-round unanimous decision bout on July 15, 2023 in Las Vegas, United States. Despite this setback, Harutyunyan is determined to bounce back and aims to secure the WBC lightweight title in his upcoming fight against Shakur Stevenson on July 16, 2024.
Okay, that's wrong. It's July 6th, 2024, not July 16th. And that's another example, y'all. This is why I use Copilot as a tool, but I don't depend on it, okay? I don't depend on it because sometimes it's wrong. So you just said, it said July 16th. It's July 6th, all right? So that's wrong. What is Artem Harutyunyan's fighting style? Let's see. We already got a pretty good picture, but let's see what Copilot got to say.
Artem Harutyunyan, also known as the Original, prefers to fight coming forward. He accounts fairly well for himself even when moving backward. His offensive arsenal includes a probing jab and a winging right hand. Additionally, he's skilled at utilizing the uppercut. Poised and confident, this Olympic bronze medalist is hard to rattle and remains focused on executing his game plan.
All right, we'll see. We'll see, because if he wants to move forward, he's definitely going to have a solid game plan. All right, now the last thing we're about to look at, how does Stevenson's style compare to Harutyunyan's?
Certainly. Let's delve into the contrasting fighting styles of Shakur Stevenson and Artem Harutyunyan. Shakur Stevenson. Height, 5 feet 7 inches, 170 centimeters. Reach, 68.1 inches, 173 centimeters. Stance southpaw. Style. Stevenson is a tall southpaw with a long reach. His defense is next level, allowing him to control large portions of fights without getting hit. In recent years, he has become more offensive, showcasing his skills against unbeaten opponents.
Okay, do y'all see that? Did y'all hear that? Allowing him to control large portions of fights without getting hit. That's what we've seen De Los Santos getting upset about, because Stevenson was controlling the fight. De Los Santos could not hit him. That's strategy, okay? That's not running. That's strategy. That's how he's undefeated.
His agility, defense, and punching skills are evident in his fights. Artem Harutyunyan, the Original. Height, not specified, but he is generally around Stevenson's height. Stance, not specified, but he prefers to fight coming forward.
I don't know how they don't have his height. I don't know how this Copilot has so much information, but they don't have his height. But it is around, I don't know the specifics either, but it is around the same size as Shakur Stevenson.
Style. Harutyunyan favors pressure and likes to apply it during his fights. His offensive weapons include a probing jab, a winging right hand, and a well-executed uppercut. He remains poised and confident, making him a challenging opponent to rattle. In summary, Stevenson's defensive prowess and offensive adaptability contrast with Harutyunyan's forward pressure and unconventional style. It'll be fascinating to see how these two fighters match up in their upcoming bout.
All right, there we go. He liked to move forward. Okay, Artem Harutyunyan likes to. Motown 909. Shakur is real good at controlling distance. That's a fact. That's what we've seen a lot in these clips that we watch. So salute Motown 909s. That's very true. Appreciate you tapping in. That is what we've seen a lot in these fights. And listen, man, Artem Harutyunyan, he can't let that frustrate him. We've seen a clip of that frustrating somebody. Shakur that's what he does. He stays back. He controls the distance. He comes up to you when he wants to, but he stay back when he don't want you to hit him. And like I was saying before, that's strategy. That's part of how he fight. So Artem gonna have to anchor it down, hold it down. Don't let that frustrate him. If he's not getting the shots off, you're gonna have to be patient and wait until he get his shots off. He likes to move forward, and Copilot was talking about how he's an aggressive fighter, how he like to apply pressure. He got to be careful doing that with Shakur Stevenson, because he might get his ass knocked out. I'm not saying that he will. I'm just saying what we talked about, and what Motown 909s just said, Shakur Stevenson controlling the distance. Once you start chasing him, you're going to put yourself in a bad situation, all right? But I appreciate everybody tapping in, everybody watching. I may make another video tonight before the fight, breaking it down a little bit more. I'm not sure, but I definitely will have a video tomorrow morning about the post-fight analysis, post-fight breakdown, man. So y'all get in the comments, like, subscribe. Y'all let me know who y'all think is going to win this fight and why. I appreciate y'all rocking with me on this live. I'll see y'all either a little bit before or tomorrow after the fight, man. Thank you for all my boxing fans for tapping in. I'm not the most knowledgeable boxing guy, but I got a lot of tools and resources that's helping me, including the people in my chat, man. So thank y'all for tapping in, man. I'm going to see y'all either later tonight or tomorrow after the fight. Peace.